Hello. Oh no. Mike's mic isn't working. But good Animorning, everyone. If mine's working, then good Animorning. It's a brand new week, and my alarm won't stop ringing. There we are. Turned it off. For now. Indie solo stream, let's go!
Aha.
Are you back?
Yeah.
Oh, hi Mike. Didn't see you there.
Do I sound okay, or do I sound like deep buff Doig?
I mean, you sound okay to me, but I'm hearing you on the other side of the microphone.
Yeah, you're hearing me in the room.
Yeah.
Without technology.
Mm-hmm.
In the way.
That's exactly what I meant.
You sound like regular Doig. Okay, cool.
That's good.
Yeah, I immediately saw that there was no audio levels. I just unplugged and replugged the microphone. I don't
It works.
understand.
Yeah, I don't know either. Why sometimes it just doesn't want to work.
Anyway, moving on because
I sound like regular Doig. Heck yeah.
nice.
Nice.
Today is the Animorning challenge.
It's
Day.
the Animorning challenge. Yeah.
We could come up with a theme tune for it.
I mean, we could, but what's the fun in just having one theme tune when you can have a different one every single week?
Every week. Animorning challenge.
What if God was one of us?
What if Animorning was challenging?
Weekly, and it was on a stream.
Okay, we'll be for serious now.
All right. Now, ladies.
Over the microphone, cranky creaky, hit it. There we go. Is your screen on and can I share it?
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check that. I indeed have NDI.
You indeed NDI. India indeed NDI.
Yeah, that's it. Also, Alan Alice, it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday! Another year older. Another year more experience. Another year stronger. Strongest that there ever was. The birthday song. TVC15, my morning challenge is just getting out of bed. Big mood!
How are you finding getting out from under your weighted blanket?
I don't like doing it, I want to stay underneath it.
Zibugo, thank you for the follow. You made Robotnik happy.
You think we should make an intense compilation of things we've done to hype everyone up for the stream starting? Like what? Like a little stream trailer or something?
Like, get a weighted poncho, a weighted blanket for all day long. Do you mean like artwork that we've done?
Weighted poncho is actually an incredible idea.
What is it? Just wear a weighted poncho all day.
Yeah.
Every day.
How do I look at all of these? Like this. You had art and life questions for us. Well, we'll do our best to answer. We don't always have the answers though, but we'll do our best. You should do it for Josie. Just do it. Just bite the bullet and do it as soon as you have the funds. It's worth it.
Before we get properly started into the Animorning challenge, I'd like to show off Kurzik's fan art of me and my deed.
Okay, I have it on my screen. I can bring it.
Bring it over.
Here we are. Michael, listen to me.
Hang on, Dad.
Is that what you sound like?
No.
Is that your impression of you?
No, I'm more like, hang on, Dad.
This is amazing.
Wait.
Let me retweet this.
Let me just... Yeah, there's a point in the last stream where I had to go into a place with a bunch of werewolves. And then my dad's just like, no, don't fight them. I was like, I've got to fight them now.
You told me not to.
And I died.
You know what that means?
But then it became a point of pride where I had to go in and defeat them. And then it got to the point where I just had to go in to defeat them just to... I like fighting them.
Tiff says I was watching one of the old Trigger streams and they basically got this little hype video just before they hop on and it's very intense. We could do that. We could do that. It could be like just a show reel. There you are. Pabro says the second one was a perfect impression of yourself, Doig. You're really good at doing impressions of yourself.
Thank you. I practice a lot.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an amazing piece of art. I love this so much.
I mean,
and it's tagged so we can totally have it on the beginning.
I've got a show reel intro. I've got one.
Do you?
Yeah. It's not intense, but...
Oh, we need to make it intense.
There's this one. It's over in the corner here.
Ah!
So do you think I should have like this that's playing over past work, but have it like the full screen?
But with Nightcore dubstep.
But with Nightcore dubstep. I never made you draw this gun.
Yes, you did. You forced Kurzek's hand.
So that, but have... Let's see.
You don't have to do it now, Doig. We would cut together one which is like a bit faster and more frenetic.
Okay. I'm up for that. I'm up for it. Like...
That's true. The stream is chill. Aw, thanks, Alan Alice. That was, it was, I don't know. Like, I'm like, it was really fun to work on, but it was also like such a challenge artistically. Which are the two things you want out of a project, really. Gosh,
I'm just watching this.
David's lighting makes such a huge difference in my shots. All the lighting on my shots here at the end with triangle riding on the bullet, all the lighting on that was by David. He did such an amazing job. I was saying, good Animorning is hype enough for you. Okay,
right.
Mike, alright.
Starlight. Okay, so I mostly want to ask you guys as freelancers how you got some of your first projects or jobs. I mostly wondered what to try to look for in projects or jobs that would look for lower skilled artists. Or I'm reading this through the lens of OBS. Here we go. Oh.
Do you want me to read it out?
No, I got it now. I mostly wondered what to try to look for in projects or jobs that would look for lower skilled artists.
I think, first of all, don't think of yourself as a lower skilled artist. And, like, the way that we got in wasn't necessarily, like, it's very specific. But I can tell you, like, exactly how I started getting freelance work. And it was just through me doing a bunch of personal projects that I felt really passionate about and really pushing my skills. So rather than be like, I'm at this level, I'm going to go and look for jobs, you know, that want a lesser skilled artist, I was like, I really want to push my skills and do a bunch of personal projects to really like become the best animator I can. And then people saw the stuff I was doing for fun and wanted to bring me aboard their projects and messaged me about it.
Yeah.
So the jobs kind of came to me when I started putting out work that I felt like proud of or happy with or was having fun with. So that's always my advice to people, is if you're in a position in life where you have the time and you have the money to be able to do personal projects, then start making the kind of stuff you want to make now rather than looking for jobs that cater to a lower skill level. Like, start trying to push your own skills up instead.
Yeah.
And then if what happened to me is any indication to go by, people will approach you about it. I have a lot of friends who've also been approached about stuff like that. So I think when you are making stuff that inspires people, they tend to get in touch.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice would be just to have fun and play while you can, while you have the free time, and make stuff that is for you.
Yeah. We often give the advice, make what you want to be making. That's from personal experience, where we would wait to get a job to make the things that that company was making. But if you start making the stuff you see from that company, in particular, like a lot of the time people cater their show reels to getting hired by a company. But if you just start making, if that company inspires you, and not necessarily even that company, but if the style of that company's work inspires you, there's nothing but your own ability and the time you put in stopping you from making the stuff that they make. If you
I think
spend your
Mike's
time,
saying that a lot of people think that when they get into a company, they'll learn to do what that company does. So they're like, oh man, I really want to get hired by Powerhouse because I want to make Castlevania type stuff. And when I get hired by Powerhouse, they're going to teach me to make Castlevania type stuff, and then I'll be making it. But they don't realise that in order to get hired by Powerhouse in the first place, they kind of already need to be doing Castlevania type stuff, because Powerhouse are going to hire the people who can do the stuff they need them to do before they get to the company.
Yeah, otherwise, if you are hired at like an internship level, you probably won't be put on the Castlevania project. You'll be put on other projects and build up to it. Maybe.
Well, by which point Castlevania won't be
being
made anymore. But the main point is just that, like, if you see stuff like Castlevania and you want to make that kind of stuff, then just make that kind of stuff. Make Castlevania inspired stuff right now and teach yourself to do it. And then people who want that kind of stuff, even if it's not directly Castlevania, will be coming to you for it. Which means that basically you've created a world in which people are coming to you for the kind of stuff you want to make.
He's not gonna get away with
rather
this!
than you trying to cater your showreel in general to a bunch of companies that don't make stuff you're particularly passionate about, and then getting hired to do stuff that you're not particularly passionate about.
Thank you, Styx Media, for the raid. Welcome.
Hey, Styx Media, thank you so much.
Oh, I just smashed the microphone in your honor. I'm sorry.
Smash that mic!
It's cause the pop filter arm is directly in the path between my hand and my head.
Yeah, so I hope that helps. Because I see a lot of people who are straight out of university being like, oh, what should I put on my showreel to get hired by companies? I need this and this and this and this. And it's like, it's good to have a general list of stuff that you can do. It's good to be able to do stuff like walk cycles and lip sync and such. But that's more like a checklist of stuff that you should kind of be able to animate pretty comfortably. It's not necessarily like the recipe for a good showreel. A good showreel is a showreel that shows off the stuff that you like the most and you want to get hired for. Because people will be hiring you off your showreel. If your showreel has a bunch of stuff that you just put on there because you feel like you should, and someone hires you to do that, you're going to be stuck in a loop of that being what you're making, and thus that being what goes on your showreel. Thus that's what people see from you, thus that's what people hire you for. And you're going to end up being hired a bunch of times for stuff that you're not over passionate about. Whereas if your showreel comprises of a bunch of personal work that you really enjoy, and people hire you for that, then they're going to give you more of that kind of stuff because that's what they hired you for.
Case in point, I was one of the team members of working on Starlight Brigade, but I was the one that was probably most proficient in compositing software. So I just sort of took on that role. It's like, well, I can composite, so I'll do the compositing on this project. And I have since composited on 2 others, and we'll be doing a 3rd. I don't want to be a compositor.
And you've got a job offer as a compositor as well.
Yeah, like as soon as you start making work that people want from you, and you seem to be proficient at it, and that's what your portfolio becomes, you'll get hired for that. So if you're filling your portfolio with stuff you don't necessarily want to do, you're gonna get hired for stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. Not saying I don't want to composite, but that wasn't my chosen career path. That like I'm predominantly a colorist, and I use my colorist expertise while I'm compositing. But heck, do I not like revel working in After Effects every day? You know?
Yeah.
I like painting and using color and color design, so I use that. but not necessarily in an area that I had seen myself going forward in.
Yeah. Tib says, what if my show reel is a Twitter account, not a reel at all? That's fine. That's what my reel was. My reel was just like, I've posted another thing on Twitter that I did for fun. And then people started contacting me via Twitter, being like, we like this thing you did. Are you available for this thing that we're doing? Al and Alice say, I'm less worried about a show reel and more like, what do I even make for myself? Well, that's entirely up to you, Al and Alice. Like, what kind of stuff do you want to make in the future, forever? Like, what kind of stuff do you want to create? And start creating it right now. You know, what kind of animation inspires you? What made you want to become an animator in the first place? What kind of feeling do you want to give people when they see your work? And what kind of stuff do you want to put out into the world? You want to give them sadness. You're so Karkin, you can do that. You can make them sad if you want. Oh my god. Evelyn Art Studio. Hey India, I spent my entire weekend teaching myself to play the Rise intro song. I just need to practice in making it play coherently. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Heck yeah. Rising up against evil, make the city green. Oh, that's cool, Vert MB. Vert says I've been making a playlist of short films I like on YouTube, so I suggest trying the same. I've been working out what things I really like.
Yeah, what resonates with you?
Yeah. Like, when I was starting out, I was just making a bunch of stuff that was inspired by games I enjoyed playing. So, you know, I had a lot of plans for stuff like Zelda animations.
Thank you so much for all you do for us. Thank you for being a great and positive light in the middle of every night for me. It's been wonderful and I'm happy to have been along for the ride.
Oh, thanks, San. We got a trash bot. I will fix the overlap timing on that, but San Rainier says, well, that time flew by. Thank you so much for all you do for us. Thank you for being a great and positive light in the middle of every night for me. It's been wonderful and I'm happy to have been along for the ride.
Samrania, thank you so much for the subscription. I can't believe we've been not partners, affiliates for 5 months. Wow, the time really does fly, doesn't it? What was I saying? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I was saying that I had a bunch of like Evangelion animations planned. I wanted to do a Rival Schools animation. I did a Night in the Woods animation. Like, I was just making a bunch of stuff where I was like, I really love this stuff. This is really cool. I want to make stuff that, you know, makes people happy and that is based on the stuff I really like. Devon says, guess who's now fostering 3 puppies? Oh my gosh, is it you?
Wow.
That's amazing.
I got India to watch the a cappella version of the Rise.
Yeah, you did.
Opening.
Oh, thanks, Josie. Okay, alarm. What do you want from me?
Hit stop on it. There you go.
I did it. How was the a cappella version? It was alright.
It's my favorite version.
Is it?
Well, it's got the voice actors being themselves, or being the turtles that they play.
Yeah. Aww. That's so cool, Josie. I'm really happy. I wanted it to make people happy. I just wanted it to give people the feel of the series, you know? The feel of the game, I should say, more like. Because that game has really nice atmosphere. And I really enjoyed playing it. But yeah, Tib says try animating lots of different things. That's what I did, but when I started doing effects, I just never stopped. And now I want nothing more than to practice other things. Help me escape effects. Okay, Tib. Become a good at effects to replace me so I can run away. I guess you're gonna have to start doing some other stuff in your free time, Tib, to escape from that. Oh my gosh, Stevan, they were saved after a raid on an illegal pet shop. Aww. And Styx Media, yeah, Rival Schools PS1 game. I effing love Rival Schools.
Aww. Thanks, Palbro. Palbro says that our whole playthrough of Night in the Woods is a treasure. I
Aw.
really recommend it.
Oh, pal bro, thank you. That was the first playthrough we ever did of anything together on the channel.
Yeah. There's some really nice moments from that. I remember the grabby hand, and we snuck in some animation into that series.
Into the
as
actual
well.
series itself, yeah. But we incorporated it too seamlessly and no one noticed. Oh my gosh, 6 Meter is so good. Did you play Project Justice as well, like Rival Schools 2? You're trying right now. That's awesome, Tib. Heck yeah. Okay, so we should start looking at the Animorning challenges.
Yeah.
So the challenge this week was to animate cloth. And I also recommended that you tried animating 2 different types of cloth, one heavy, one light, so we could see the difference. Oh, Alan Alice says, mostly wanted to ask to sort of reset my thoughts and consider direction again. Had a hard time being positive up to my birthday, so now that I have a new year, I'll start to work on stuff. That's awesome, Alan Alice. You keep your chin up. You can do it. Don't worry, animation is hard. Everybody finds it difficult. So you're not alone. And night night. Hey, Virtue811, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is from @Cubiva Studios.
Okay.
I'm a hit play.
Go for it.
Ah, nice. This is lovely. Yeah, you can really tell that like the bandana tie behind is much lighter than the cloth that's around her arms. And what's more, the cloth around her arms, because it's constrained, is moving in a different way, which is fun. And this is really competently done. I could totally see this just being part of a series or something. I think I would say that it feels like the wind is meant to be blowing from the very beginning because of the way that the material on her arms is moving, but it feels very much like the lighter material starts not moving, and if the wind is blowing the heavier material at that point, then the light material would also be blowing. So I'd say that that you should probably start pre-posing that immediately. So start with it already in a movement pose rather than start with it settled against the I guess draped down onto whatever she's sitting onto.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you probably want to start it. Like here or somewhere. Whee! Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? But start with bandana.
Thank you for the follow.
Start with banana tie. Already moving. This is moving. And bandana is lighter. And we can tell it's lighter because the entirety of it is moving. And it doesn't have like a lot of drag, it's moving pretty quickly. So we can tell that the material's quite light.
Would that be like, by moving quickly, there's a lot of space between each frame? Like the spacing is quite wide?
Yeah.
Would it be described as wide? Or wide spacing?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
So wouldn't start still. I'm just gonna put lovely as well because it is. And let's see, the second thing I noticed is we have a cycle happening here. And I feel like because we have a cycle, we have this repeating shape happening. But it feels like the shapes would be more irregular on this bandana. If it's a very light bandana and it's being blown around, it feels like the shapes that it makes would be less regular.
Gotcha. Just to let you know that Kubeba Studio is Drev Barnes.
Oh, amazing! Hey, Trev Barnes.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm also wondering about the wind direction, because we have it blow left and right. So I know that the wind direction's not blowing towards the character, because then it would be blowing straight out behind.
Mm-hmm.
So is the wind direction changing? Because it's very explicitly blowing to the left here instead of the right. So I'd say that if you want to keep the wind direction consistent, then just vary the height at which the bandana ties blow at. And that will imply stronger and weaker force. So the higher it blows, the stronger the force of the wind. The lower it blows, the more the gravity of the tie is winning out, and the less strong the force of the wind is. So I'll put wind direction change. And then if wind is blowing in this direction, keep ties blowing this way, but very high. To show force. So this would be high force. And then something more like this would be low force.
Help me! Wake up, Sid! Shut up, Tails!
Thanks for the subscription, Dreadfrog.
Oh, Dreadfrog, thank you very
Come on.
much. Yeah, Tib saying, the most notable thing to me is the difference between the two different cloth movements. The sleeves are very turbulent, but the longer cloth really swings to the left and right in big movements, but I don't see anything in the sleeves to imply the wind changing direction that much. Yeah, so keep an eye on the wind direction, for sure. We just put that as a general note up here. Keep an eye on the wind direction. Because it should affect everything that is blowing. And then the other thing that I mentioned was the fact that the shapes feel quite regular. So I think, like, rather than cycle the shapes, you really want to embrace that irregularity that would happen. Like, cycles are great for things like walks or machinery, but when it comes to loops like, say, fire or wind, you want to make sure that even if you're using roughly the same pose, you're varying it up a little bit, you know. So maybe just do something a little different with this one. carry up poses in cycle. So it doesn't feel regular.
Tip says, "Can I did a cloth loop in Starlight Brigade. Can I submit that shot?" And I said no, because you already got feedback on that one.
I mean, it'd be good just to see like how Tib would handle it, since Tib is very good at effects. But yeah, like, don't be afraid on shapes like this to really, like, you know, thin the cloth out. Play with the bulk of it. You can have it flare out, and then you can have it like bunched together.
I saw a tutorial from the animator who did Double King, Felix. I think it's Felix Cosgrove or Cosgrave.
Yeah.
And he visualized the wind as little pockets of like little spheres
Circular,
of
yeah.
force. Then he animated those at different rates, and then he had the flag interact with those pockets of air and react to them. So the flag was like dictated where pockets of air were pushing it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good way of, because what you're drawing, what you're visualizing is the fabric reacting to those forces of the wind. So if you can see where the forces are, you can have the material react rather than trying to invent shapes as you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a technique that I've seen a lot of people use, the air pocket one. So if you get stuck with trying to figure out where the wind's going, I think that seems like it would definitely be helpful.
That's really cute, San. Showed Starlight Brigade to their best friend and her two kids, and the youngest daughter, about 7-year-old, loved it so much she wanted them to play it again.
Oh,
some of the most heartwarming, coolest videos we've seen are parents filming their
kids reacting.
Yeah, their really young kid kind of reacting to watching the video.
Yeah, that's incredibly heartwarming. I love that. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I just gave a little bit of feedback on like not being afraid to really like thin out that material, bunch it up, as well as flare it out to give it a more irregular shape. I'm gonna write, I can feel the difference in the weight. Great job. Where's your grid?
Wait. Trig grid.
The grid is off screen. It doesn't count. I'm gonna draw a grid on for you. You're welcome. This is the city, then you can have a grid coming from the city. Here, there you go. You're welcome. I don't have a problem. You have a problem, you non-grid user.
Trust us, when you're boarding and again when you're doing layouts or animation, grids will help solidity like to the max.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be on the ground. You can have a grid anywhere. A grid is just to show the orientation of the scene. Grids for life. Alright. Let's move on to blah blah neeb. I know it's blah blah knee because I saw a donut. There's also a swift. What?
A droopy Swifty
I look
beat.
so sad. I don't know why. I'm on a grid. I should be super happy. Thank you for the grid, blah blah noob. And for me? Let's see what happens into the anteater.
Why are you so sad?
I don't know. Let's find out. The real grid is the friendship we made along the way. Josie, that's so true. Let's have a look.
I'm looking.
Oh no, I'm sick. Blah blah neep. Oh, you make me so happy.
My favorite frame is the one where you got your mouth open when you're about to sneeze. That one.
That's so great. I love that we still get bagel. I'm so happy we still get bagel. Look, I got a nose hole.
I love that your fringe has become so frazzled.
Yeah, I'm ill. Leave me alone. There you are. It's your favorite.
Yeah.
I love these poses, by the way, blah blah neeb. Like, you've communicated a lot with very simple poses, which is great. Yeah. So a nice little cycle there, just to be like, it blowing. I would say, I think the fall of the handkerchief down to the ground here makes it feel quite heavy. I think because it falls straight down.
Maybe it's meant to be the heavy one because it's full of your snot.
Oh, maybe.
No, I think maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Like, it falls straight down and it only takes a couple of frames to reach the ground. Why would I litter? Hey man, I'm chaotic. That's...
India would try to convince me that she's lawful good. I was like,
I am lawful good.
You're not lawful good.
I am lawful good.
You're not. You're chaotic neutral.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm afraid of breaking the law, and I try to always do good stuff.
Afraid of breaking the law isn't the same as thinking the law should be abided. Lawful does not always equal good.
No, but I'm a good person. Kinda. Sort of. I intend good.
Mulgrak says they said on Twitter that that's a weighted blanket, referencing the second last stream where you're talking about your weighted blanket.
Oh, nice.
So I guess that is the weighted one.
What the
blanket.
The blanket, yes. I was gonna say, not the hanky. The weighted hanky.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
To make it lighter. Have it take longer to reach the ground.
Because force equals mass times acceleration?
What?
Isn't it?
What's that fucking maths?
Physics, India.
Get
physics.
out of here.
Force equals mass times acceleration, yeah. FMA.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. It's also physics, I guess. Would alchemy be considered physics? It's kind of, sort of.
It's chemistry, isn't it?
It's sort of a mix of both, isn't it? Science. Yeah, so the force at which would be applied to the hanky is mass times acceleration. There's another one involving gravity. I need to remember the gravity equation, which is probably just mg. I don't know. Force times mass. Force, mass, gravity, a formula. Let me see.
Maybe I might not like this.
Ah! Weight equals mg. Yeah. So the weight of the thing is the mass times the gravity applied to it. So if you want it to be heavier, then gravity would be more. Yeah.
Sorry?
Nothing. It's
Go
been
on.
a long time.
What are you talking about?
I'm remembering physics equations where I think it's W equals m times g, which is the weight of something can be calculated by its mass times the gravity applied to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that would make it feel a little bit lighter.
This is like gravity equals lies plus round earth conspiracy.
So, yeah, if you have it have more like more of a curved path, so it's like whoa. Then it will, and you also have it take longer to reach the ground. Ignore the fact that my handkerchief is flip flopping like it's a seal, but in general, keeping this kind of spacing and path on it will make it feel a bit lighter. And then we have the weighted blanket, which I love. I don't know how this happens, but I love that it happens. I am captured in the weighted blanket. Nice use of squat and stretch here to really like make it feel impactful. There's some really nice spacing and bounce going on here that I think you've handled really well, especially with limited drawings.
Asky Dan, thanks for the follow.
Gweesh. Yeah. I think it might be nice to have the blanket distort a little bit more as it comes up, rather than just arrive immediately in the square shape. So maybe having something more like
We got a new fan art from Kurzik.
we did.
Yeah.
What? You mean other than the one that I showed this morning?
Yeah.
Whoa, Kurzak, thank you.
It's
Wow.
It's you with a handgun.
It is. Oh, me and my trusty handgun.
If you had a handgun, what would you call it? Because of course you would name your weapon.
I would name my weapon. Call it knife.
I see you brought your knife to a gunfight.
Just having it like unfold a little bit, I think would be nice. So it feels like it kind of unfolds into the shape a little bit more. You'd call mine the Ace of Spades!
The Ace of Spades.
Wait, where's this fan art so I can see it?
Oh, you'll need to scroll up. It's a link to or it's in the peg bar if you wanted a more like yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's just sending me to the peg bar. Hold on.
It's latest in the peg bar.
Hold on. Yeah! That's really frightening. Show me your grid. I love the way you draw me, Kurzak. That's actually very cute. Even though I'm holding a gun.
You're trembling though with rage.
I am. With suppressed rage. How could you not grid? You draw me more then. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to like assign you homework. I think your drawings are super cute. But yeah, blah blah Neve. I think if you have this fold outwards a little bit. And then linger in the air a little bit. It'll make it feel a bit heavier when it comes down. So let me put a little note here. Have shape unfold. Because of the way it moves in a very like cartoony, unrealistic way here, it's kind of difficult to give feedback on whether it feels heavy or not, because it's kind of acting its own volition. It's almost got a mind of its own, this duvet. I mean, it feels heavy in that I collapse with it on me. So yeah, that's a nice feeling of weight.
I like that they're like, oh no, this is happening. And then at the end you're like, yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
You have become Slug.
Destroy your world.
You're like Manny in the worm. Get in the worm.
Get in the worm! Back in the worm! I love black books. But yeah, like, I think you convey the weight through me falling. I like this smear as well. Nice smear. Yeah, I love this. Awesome. It's a really, like, fun way to convey the weight between two different things. I think you've got the weight feeling of the blanket in the fall here, for sure. The only thing that I think you might need to change is to give this handkerchief less weight. So to do that, just have it fall less straight down, curve its path a bit more, and add in some more frames there. Why, Bagel? Why have you forsaken me?
Because you're ill, so you need your blanket.
Bagel is a force of good. Bagel is lawful good.
Bagel is not lawful good.
We all know Bagel's not lawful good. We all know that you can't trust Bagel. Look at that face. How could you not trust that face?
Chaotic good. Yeah.
I'd say true neutral. Add one more frame for Bagel to pop up, I'd say. Yeah. I love you. Amazing. It's a big speech bubble for a small bit of text.
I'm impressed with the way that you managed to fill in the white of the white of that eye.
I don't have something that can make hold on. Maybe I can make me smile by
Okay.
There you are. That's how I feel about it. Awesome job, Barbarneve, as usual. Just watch out for that hanky. Good work.
Good work, blah blah.
Alright, let's move on to Jack L. Draws.
Whoa. Interesting
Looks
setup.
epic.
Yeah. What? Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I particularly like the way that the weight of the cloth changes when it's cut in half. Like, that's very clever. I will get on your ass about the grid. I will. because this feels like it needs a horizon. And then like, I don't know if there's a straight line tool. If there was, it would be very helpful.
What if you hold shift?
Oh, let me try it. Nope, no. It kind of started to do it, but then didn't really do it. Oh, it's a color dropper.
Ah.
Oh, that's super helpful. Got control. What is this? What is this? Oh, I can zoom.
What?
Learning all the things.
Whoa.
Okay, let me reset. Just do some 1-point perspective here.
Why wouldn't there be a straight line tool?
I don't know.
What happens if you
need-
like hold down on the pen? Do you
Green.
get options there? On the pen icon.
The pen. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
That's a right click.
No, I just held it down.
Oh. Okay, I guess not then.
Well, but you're gonna have to deal with my wobbly lines, I'm afraid. Yeah. Looking out at the horizon. Thinking about what adventures you're gonna go on. Horizon! Do I have Windows Ink on? I don't know. Maybe? How come? Is it because a round circle appeared?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Perhaps. You see, and now we have more of a sense of place. Look how you see, it's epic. What are we gonna make epic? So yeah, like the way that the shape of this cloak doesn't distort much, and the slow timing that you have on it is on 3s. Let's have a look. 5. Okay, it's on 5s. The slow timing of it being on 5s makes it feel heavy, which is nice.
Wait.
Or is it?
I was just looking up shortcuts for editing tools. It says B for the brush/line tool. Now, are they just saying like you can draw lines with the brush?
They
or
might be saying you can draw lines with the brush.
hit B.
Okay, it'll just bring up my. I mean, I'm on the tool.
I know, but yeah, I guess it doesn't.
So, I think if you're gonna go with thick material, you want to avoid stuff like that as a shape, and air towards stuff like that instead.
What if I gave you an actual ruler and you put it on your screen?
Yeah, I could put it on my screen.
It's metal though, so maybe you wouldn't want to.
Why wouldn't I? Why?
So it might scratch your screen.
If you're going for super thick, that'd be cool. Avoid shape language. And look more to shapes like this. Hello from the other side. I just got that in my head. I don't know why.
Dell's attacking you. It's a hacking operation.
No, Adele! Get out of my brain! To tell you, I'm sorry for not using a grid.
Alright, you. Nice, Tib. Tib's like getting hacked by Dell computer.
Ah! That's good.
I like your laugh.
Which one?
Both of those combined, the cackle and the hoo 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 one.
Oh yeah. So, and so you can just blunting that that edge out, basically. There we go. And make it flow a little bit better. I'm gonna put a nice idea to have timings on 5s. Oh no, 5s doesn't look like 5, it looks like
On Super
5s. There we are.
Nice.
And then we have this piece of fabric blowing in the wind. Got ourselves a little bit of an impact frame going on. I like how he has stick legs here, then they change. So, I don't know, right? I really like how the red cloth weight changes when it gets cut in half. That's cool, that's clever. Because of course it's heavier when it's all in one piece, so it travels differently, and the animation shows that it's lighter afterwards, which is super cool. Let me see this ending bit of animation here.
Tibbs brings up a point. If someone's animated on 5s, how would you in between those frames?
On 5s?
Yeah, would you have
5s are actually pretty easy to in between. Assuming that you're working on 1s. Because here,
I see.
If you have 1 and 5, then you have an automatic middle point, don't you? Because you have 3. And then you just need to enter 2 and 4. You see? So it's actually like pretty easy to in between 5s. It's much harder to in between something like, say, 6s. Because then you would have 1.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So are they actually are they actually on 4s then?
What do you mean?
I think you're describing 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does drawing on 1, does drawing on 5?
But that would be 4 exposures, and then the 5th one would be another exposure. That would be 4s, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm confused now.
When something's on 2s, there'll be 3 frames. There'll be the first one, the middle one, and the third one. So that'd be 3 frames, but that'd be 2s.
You're very confusing.
Oh.
You're confusing me. I'm sorry. Like. Oh look, 1. Why you do this to me, Mike? Look, 1,
I'm sorry.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
So that is they're actually on 6s.
I mean, it's held for
Or
5.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's held for 5, then the last drawing would be frame 6. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm also confused myself.
Now I'm confused. So Tip says, 5s are dangerous. If anyone asks you to in between those, you can't just go to 3s or 2s. Well, you can't do 3s or 2s. That's right. You have to do 1s. That would be 4s, India. If the drawing's exposed for 4, and there's a new drawing on 5 that's animating on 4s, a drawing on 1 and 2 is 1s, 2s is 1, and 3s, 3 is 1. Tip says India is wrong and has confused you, Mike. You were right. So
Okay.
you're saying it's on 6s, essentially.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the new drawing would be on frame 6, not on frame 5.
We got it. Let me just adjust this at the beginning then.
So you're right that you were right to say that it's on 5s, but your breakdown of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wasn't correct.
Well, no, because it'll be on 6s.
It's on 5s, but the new key drawing would be on frame 6, because there's 5 exposures of the first drawing.
Oh man, what? Okay, so the chart was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, one sec. Let me go back to it. Either way, so with the chart where you go from 1 to 5, with the new key drawing being on 5, you can break that down fairly easily because 3 falls slap bang in the middle. So in terms of in-betweening, if you wanted to do it on 2s, you would simply just in-between 1 drawing at 3, and that would be it, in-between. Or if you wanted to do it on 1s, you would then in-between between 1 and 3 and 3 and 5. However, if you have it on 6s or an even number...
Okay.
What? Sorry, if you have your new key drawing fall on an even number, then it's slightly harder to break down because there's no direct center frame.
Yeah.
There's nothing here. Instead, we have,
which is what where we're at with it being on 5. Just to clarify.
Yeah, with the new key drawing on 6.
Yeah,
which is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, the new
which
key
is the chart that I'm drawing right now.
Yeah.
Is based on there being 5 of the same drawing, and then on 6 the key changing.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, so this would be 3, 4, and then 5 and 2. So you see here it's much harder to be like find the direct center point for you to in-betweener between frames 1 and frame 6, because there is no direct center point, you know, unless you want to favor one of your drawings so that it does land in the center. You kind of have to work more in thirds and such, which is difficult.
There.
So yeah, it would be difficult to in between this. You would need basically the animator, in this case Jack L. Draws, would need to add an additional frame in so that the in-betweener would know where to put stuff, essentially.
Like if you were
a way to make this easy to in-between would be to be like, here's 1, here's 6, wop, 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 wop. And now I'm telling you that 4 is directly in between and 5 is directly in between that. Okay. It would still make 2 and 3 very difficult to do because you'd have to figure out the thirds between that and frame 4, essentially.
Yeah.
But this would make it easier to break down because you'd at least be able to put 4 directly in the middle.
Right, gotcha.
But of course, since it's a cycle of a piece of cloth, you're probably going to want it all to be evenly spaced.
Like if you had your breakdown, or like you had the frame between 1 and 6 before, then your animation would alternate between being on a 3 and then a 2. A 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2.
Yeah, I guess
'Cause
you
it-
could just add
1, 2,
one.
3.
You could just add one in
4,
between
5.
if you wanted to,
Yeah.
instead of adding multiple in betweens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. It would be slightly uneven timing, but you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the
you could do it
assumption.
if your spacing was tight, but yeah. Would it feel weird to alternate between 3s and 2s like that?
I don't think it would feel too weird. I don't think it would. It's just like unusual to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the implication with something like cloth like this is that you would probably want the in-betweens to be evenly spaced between one another.
Gotcha.
Is the thing. Bert says, I love how comedic this is.
We figured it out.
I think we did.
Yeah, can you write 4s on to the left of the top graph and 5s to the left of the bottom graph?
Yeah, I can. I was considering whether to erase it or not, because I didn't know if Jack L. Draws would be like, what the F is this?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Animating on 4s. Animating on 5s. There we go. Easy to in between. I'll put easy to in between evenly. Slash. Find center point. And then this is difficult to in between.
I like that this was kind of like nebulous knowledge coming together. Like, trying to like wrangle your brain around it. Like, you know something's off, and then you don't realize quite why, and then you figure it out. Whereas Tibbs is just like, that'd be difficult, and I was like, oh, how would that be difficult? And you were like, oh, that would be easy, but your interpretation of being easy was a different thing, and then we all lived through it.
What? Yes. Hinky Pink Art, you're happy that you're joining when we're doing maths. Oh no, that's a sad face. Buttery cheesy pasta sounds good. But yeah, so now that we've figured it out, like, that is why it would be difficult in between this animation, essentially. So Jack L. Draws, you could either do what Mike says and put your center points on varying 2s and 3s, or just have it on 3s all the time. Or you could adjust it by moving it either a frame earlier or a frame later, so that it's much easier for you to in between.
Yeah, I would switch to putting them all on 4s. You'd speed up your animation, but
it would, which is a shame, but it would make it much less painful for you to make it smooth. You should also somehow guess things wrong. Thanks, Tib. I do get things wrong frequently. I get confused very easily, but it's good to clarify stuff like this. Because I guess I just always assumed that if something's on 5s, then 1 to 5 is going to be its chart.
Right.
But actually, 5s means that your chart will go from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
And now I know that, so that's good.
Yeah, so if you had like something on 2s, the chart would go from 1 to 3.
Yeah. Charts are something that I only started using the past year.
Gotcha.
I actually only started using it with Mystic. So it's been a learning experience, but a good one. Okay, let's see. So, yep, I drew this. Let me draw this on a different frame so that it's not competing against the other the other frame with other information on it. Yeah. I'm thinking this piece feels like it falls too straight down.
I thought of a formula for this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So in algebra, you sometimes substitute a number for, like, say, n, like when you're talking about something.
Uh-huh.
So if your animation is on ends, then
You mean numbers?
What?
If your animation is on ends, that
Yeah.
means numbers, right? Just like...
It means a number
Okay.
that you choose
Gotcha.
later.
So the number of exposures.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so n is like number of exposures. Then your graph would go from
n plus 1?
it would be n plus 1 in there.
Is that what
I'm
you're
just trying to
is that what you're getting to?
Sorry, I got stumbled because I was like, well, your graph doesn't necessarily start on 1. But between the first drawing and the second keyframe.
I mean, it should start on 1. You can start it on 0 or 2 if you want to, but that's just you choosing to number
No, what
sign.
I'm saying is, like, you would not necessarily go your graph isn't necessarily going from frame 1 to the next keyframe. So I stumbled over my own logic because I hadn't accounted for a variable.
Gotcha.
1
1 plus n equals art. Okay, yes. So you have this fall straight down and that makes it feel heavy. Because you have like some lovely curves going on with it earlier. New. Yes. You have some lovely curves going on with it earlier here where it does like a little loop over. But then rather than have it go straight down, you probably want it to continue that momentum and sweep to the left slightly instead. And then settle. But yeah, nice spacing. Yeah, nice spacing. Makes it feel nice and light.
Devil's advocate theory. No, it's not. I was gonna propose that once the cloth had been cut, one side had become heavy and one side had become light, so they react differently afterwards.
But that wouldn't make any sense, Mike.
No. But I think it's true. The red is the light and the blue is the heavy. So feedback makes sense. I just like to consider. I overthink things.
Oh, you're really cute, Mike. Don't feel bad. You're super helpful.
Doig's an advocate of the devil? Yeah.
Nice to have this drag a little
Satan.
bit.
Hear my prayer.
Hail, Satan! Hail, Santa!
Rudolph and Beelzebub rule my sleigh tonight.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have that cloak just like hang in the air for a sec. Give cloak some hang time.
I finished watching a series on Netflix yesterday, and the next thing that Netflix was like, "You'll want to watch this," was Warrior Nun.
Warrior Nun!
I was like, okay, you've got me just by the title alone.
So yeah, nice job, Jack. Can definitely tell the difference in the weights. Heck yeah. So let's move on to the next, which is... I want to say Cacaretti, but it's C. Caretti.
See, Caretti.
C. Caretti.
Aspect ratio is interesting.
It is. Is it square? True square?
True square.
True square.
Lawful square.
Lawful square.
Abide by the rules of geometry. The square is lawful. Grid. Where it be at?
Yo, where my grid at?
How do you know that's the grid? You haven't even watched the
I know, it might
animation.
be really, really wrong. It might be really, really wrong. You guys! Oh my god! Let's see how wrong it is. I'm gonna turn it off for when we first watch it, because I don't want the first watching to be smirched by me putting an incorrect grid on it. Oh, interesting. Nice, so it's like it's blowing away. I think my grid was probably correct.
Ah, this is really cool. Taking it, looping is cool. One thing I'm confused about is the wind appears to be going from right to left.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Is there just a small wind from the left that's going like, I'll do it?
I'll get this corner. I got it. I got it. So let me put a little note in here. Boop, 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 boop. That's an arrow. There we are. Watch wind direction.
You can do it, any left wind. I believe in you. One day, one loop, you will shift the blanket.
If it's right to left, right to left, then this quarter wouldn't be blowing.
You could apply the Eric Andre quote to someone who's worked on fives. Like, it's bold of you to expose your drawings in a way that's so conventional, not unconventional yet so brave. Controversial, that's the word. Shit. Bold of you to animate in something so controversial and yet so brave. Whatever, man.
I was half concentrating on this. I think I kind of missed you.
Oh.
But yeah, let me move this past that actually. So we get that note first, and then yeah, you would probably blow up that corner instead. You want some lore in these blankets. So it looks like this blanket is over a circular object, but then it kind of peels away like a piece of paper almost, revealing this blanket that seems to be over a square object. Like the way that's drawn makes it feel like it's three-dimensional, like it's not flat on.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way this is drawn, it could be a piece of paper. But it seems to move like it's not.
Keeps you guessing.
Like it's almost clinging to the circular underneath. So what you see in Lauren, you unsubscribed. Oh man, I failed. But yeah, I'd say the shapes here make the cloth feel more like paper. Like it's not wrapped around.
Would you say
an
that
object.
if a cloth is heavier, more times than not, the material is going to be like thicker, and therefore it's not going to have like such a sharp edge over what it's draped over. It'll have sort of a roundedness because it needs to wrap that thickness.
I guess so.
Okay.
Like, there are definitely like very light, soft materials that would drape in a soft way, but be very light as well.
I mean, your weighted blanket isn't that thick.
No, it's
But
not super heavy though.
What is it? What is in there?
Beans, I think.
Is your blanket full of beans?
So it feels like if it was wrapped around the object, we would see more of like it behind, if that makes sense. Feels like we would see more of the blanket behind if it were wrapped around.
I just went to search Animorning challenge, and there's someone who has the tag Animorning to you, and their name is Animorning.
Oh, cool.
But they, yeah.
I like playing with the distance. That's cool. I just feel like if it's going to be wrapped around the object, I feel like it needs to be handled more like we get to see that part that's wrapped around, so it feels less flat. And then for this one, after we've like corrected which corner is blowing up, it feels less like it's blowing and more like it's being dragged by the bottom corner here. So if that's what you're going for, then fair enough. I'll just put a little note to say feels like it's being dragged rather than blown. Which again is like totally cool if that's what you're going for. But if you were going for it being blown like the first sheet was, then probably you would want the lift to happen from this side. If blown, lift would happen from this side. In which case you would probably get more of like this kind of thing. So here it feels like it's almost meeting resistance because of this cycle you have here of it being pulled. So it feels almost like it's glued to the other side rather than that it's like slowly unfurling. Like it's stuck on something. So it feels slightly strange for it to be like, look like it's stuck on something, but then come away with not very much effort immediately afterwards. Like it feels like there should be a tug of detachment there or something.
How would you show a tug of detachment?
I would have it, if it's like stuck here, then I'd have it like, I'd convey where it's being pulled from with the folds, and then have it like thin out even more as it's being pulled. And then I would have the sudden release happen. like that. And then it would get pulled without any effort.
Gotcha.
But at the minute, because it's because we're getting that feeling of resistance, but then we're just getting like a very slow like morph around the object. It feels like maybe it wasn't meant to be stuck. In which case, this is communicating that it is having like the shape not alter, but it feel like someone's tugging it.
Mm-hmm.
So just bear that in mind. And remember that if this is heavy, this cloth is heavy, then it's probably gonna be dragged along the floor or fall to the ground. Like if it is being dragged rather than blown. Remember that it's heavy. So gravity. Will affect it more. I can't spell will. I put too many L's. Will affect it more. So yeah, like the fact that it's like slowly being dragged off in one shape definitely makes it feel like it's being dragged rather than blown.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yo.
If it's being dragged, then probably this side wouldn't flick up either. It would just like fall straight down to the ground.
Thanks so much for the follow.
Thank you very much. This probably wouldn't flick up.
If you're just joining us today, this is a thing that we do weekly on Mondays. It's our Animorning challenge, and so animators we know have participated in the challenge. This week's theme was cloth, heavy and light, and India, our resident, super cool, amazing, talented,
Oh, dude,
skilled
come on.
animators providing feedback.
We all know it, but you'd have to say it.
Good! You embrace it. You
I'm
know
only
that you're
joking.
good.
I'm only joking.
Finally, we pushed
Joking.
through. You are amazingly skilled.
Aw, I don't feel like I am, but thank you.
Providing feedback and drawovers and giving advice, and we hope to help animators on their journeys. I'm just a bumbling bear who does colors in the corner here, asking questions that I don't know the answer to.
You're very helpful, Mike. Mulgarax has a good point. Mulgarax says, I somehow get the impression that there's supposed to be an invisible force pulling on these cloths instead of wind. Wind would affect the entire area at once. Well, it looks like only a single corner is grabbed. Very true. Very true.
So maybe the attempt on the left was like some sort of telekinesis attempt on one side.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
I hope that is helpful. Like, there's some good attempts here, Ciceretti. A couple of things that I think that you could clarify or increase the readability on. I think clarifying that something is indeed tugging at them and then having the rest of the animation act in accordance with that, or choosing to have it be wind would be helpful, because this could very much be wind because it's blowing from the bottom corner up and billowing underneath the shape, but the second one definitely feels like it's more like a tug, so just be aware of what you communicate with the animation. But I do get the difference in weight between the two of them, so good job. Aw, Teach Trash wants to tell Mike that he's amazing. Aw, Al.
There's one above as well.
Aw, Al. Al, thank you. Wow, you're so fast, Mike.
What?
Adding those commands. I can see the weight difference. Great job.
Let me just set it so that everyone can use those.
Oh my gosh. The next one is going to be from All Dat Manny. It's extra nice because Pal could have made you all do squats instead. That's true! He totally could have. I forgot that we had that as a thing.
I love this character already.
Yeah, I'm into this. All Dat Manny. I won't get on your ass about grids either because I see that you have an environment here that implies depth already.
A curved hill.
Yes. I can see where the grid would go.
Hiding the feet though.
Oh, come on! It's to increase the up angle.
Okay.
It's all to serve a purpose.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a look.
He's friend-shaped.
He is friend-shaped. Look at that friend. Bonus points for the tiny bit of hair on top. Whipping in the wind as well. This is really nice. I really like the way that you have these folds here blowing that are like still attached to the waistband. And then you have the ripples of the wind over the top part where it's a bit looser because it's not pulled into the waistband. I think we could distort that cloak more. Even though it's heavy, to make it feel more like it's flapping in the wind. The movement feels a little bit too regular at the minute.
Like a Pink Heart says, I like how the brows bob when he blinks.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's nice.
I want him to save me.
Yeah, I'm sure he would, Mike. You know, I feel like he would. I really like this little stippling effect you have on the brush too, as the wind blows along the cloak.
I'm gonna go find and retweet this one. It's good.
It's beautiful. Yeah, the only thing that I would give you feedback on with this one is that I feel like the shape of the cloak here, it feels like it doesn't distort very much at all, which makes it feel kind of stiff. Especially around this corner here. Let me draw the corner. Cloak. Feels a little static. You could distort it more.
Yo, thanks for the follows, both Murdoch version 1 and Crimson Cosmic Catalyst.
Crimson Cosmic Catalyst.
Welcome to the Animation Breakfast Club.
That's a cool name. Yeah, welcome, and thank you very much for the follow. So, you know, you could... Don't be afraid.
Seems like this cape definitely has wires built in to hold this blowing shape. I just want to see him turn around and the cape rotates with him.
Yeah!
The cape rotates with you.
Exactly. I think you just want it to be a bit more flappable, basically. It's a bit unflappable at the minute, much like him. Yeah. Don't be afraid.
Hola.
Yeah, have some fun with it. Have some fun with them shapes.
I do like the way they've used those stippled lines to show like the surface of the fabric being pushed by the wind.
Me too. I'm gonna
Nice.
write some stuff. I love him. Or them, because who knows?
Yeah,
I love
good
them.
catch.
Yabba da baba. And lovely stippled lines.
Have they got? See, at the end of the cape, it looks like almost like woolen lines. That's a really nice way to denote that it's
Soft and woolly.
yeah.
They do. They only have it for that one frame.
But it's
Then it
good.
disappears. But I like it. I like the touch of it.
I like that they had the idea, so it's there, so we know, and then it would just need to be filled in later.
Nice contrast in movement. Even the grass is blowing. That's so extra. I like it. Yeah, that's my only feedback is just like, don't be afraid to distort that cloak, yo. Really, really make it flap around.
Come on and get
Like,
down.
even if it's heavy, you can still have it do its thing. And keep the feeling of the weight. There we are. Yeah, that would be my feedback. Very, very little feedback, but just I think just the cape, if you gave it a bit more variance. Number one, variance in the loop itself. In that you could change up the loop. In terms of just either way you put the drawings, deleting drawings out, adding new ones in to vary it up, or in like having extra drawings that you add in that completely change your shape. What you up to, Mike?
I'm changing command, but I'll stop.
That's okay. Like, I was just wondering. Okay, I think I'm gonna move on to the next one, and if it's okay with you guys, I think I might continue doing these reviews tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we've got about halfway through.
Okay. That
And
makes
it's
sense.
10:30.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this one, and then we'll do the next batch tomorrow morning. But I will give you guys the next challenge. So anyone who wants to participate in the next challenge can start on that, and then we'll finish these up tomorrow. So this is Animated Moons, who is a pal of ours. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. I see it, yeah. Sure, the character on the left definitely feels like their cloak is much heavier than the character on the right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nicely
see.
done.
Nicely conveyed.
Yeah, so this is Steiny's, or the Animated Moon. They stream on Twitch fairly regularly, if you're interested.
I appreciate the grid, Steiny. Thank you.
I think these are characters from his The Blind King project that he's been working on and boarding. It's really cool to see you using them for the challenge, Steiny.
Yeah, it is. I would love to, like, if you had time to go that little bit extra, I would love to see, I think they're earrings, the earrings on this guy slowly swaying.
Oh, that could be cool.
Again,
yeah.
to show the difference in the weight.
Ah, yeah, it'd be that without the at. Pablo, do commands usually have the at and then strip it out? So that the person gets added as well? That's just how you have it. I'll look into that then.
I think one of the things I'm noticing is that the difference in the movement between the two characters makes it feel like, for the character on the left, it feels like there's a very gentle breeze that's somewhat like coming in waves. Whereas for the character on the right, it feels like it's a constant, strong breeze. So I think that's something that you could fix between the two. Like, I think if rather than the character on the left's entire cloak moving back and forth, like the entire thing is being pushed upon and then not pushed upon as much, if you had it be more constant on him too, but just slower, then that would make it feel more like the wind between the two is the same wind.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so rather than bringing the cloak back here, you would keep it blowing, but just again continue to have the shapes communicate the weight. Yeah, the way that you'll convey the weight is in the degree of movement that the cloak has and how fast that movement is.
You just got home. Steiny just entered the chat.
Hey, Steiny! Hey! Perfect! So, constant movement. Constant movement of wind. To match this character. What degree of movement is there? Degree of movement and speed. Is lessened due to weight.
So rather than have cloak settle back and have wind continue to blow, the cloak constant movement of wind to match this character, but degree of movement and speed is lessened due to the weight. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just because at the minute it feels like it's blowing and then settling back. whereas the other characters is blowing constantly.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think you could vary up the cycle a little bit. Because it's much lighter material, it's kind of more volatile in its movement.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to have bits where it's like bunched up a bit more before it stretches out and such. And then make it feel more organic.
I just had this weird thought pass through my brain where if someone had just discovered the Animorning challenge and they wanted to catch up, attempting to do every single
Oh my
challenge
gosh.
in the same animation.
Oh my gosh, that'd be intense. That'd have to be like a short film.
No, but they had to do everything at the same time. So there'd be explosions and water and
Cloth and all kinds. That'd be a masterclass of a challenge. Maybe that'll be the season finale.
the season finale.
Do everything all at once. But yeah, this is beautiful, Steiny. Really nice job. I really like the way that the cloth is moving, where it's attached to the character too. Like that movement again is very different, which is nice. Like having those ripples go across the front is a really nice touch. It feels like the ripples get a little bit stuck here. Just at this bit. So just keep them moving across because that's working really well. Because it's working. It's good. Yeah, lovely. Lovely work. I'm glad that you had a lot of fun. Yeah, in 3 hours. You did really well in 3 hours, Steiny. Oh my gosh, yeah, doing everything in 3 hours? Are you kidding me? That would be crazy. That'd be bananas.
I'm thinking about what I would do, and the one that I would struggle with is the taking lines from a musical. Combining that with the parkour one.
Yeah, with the parkour and the acting and the explosions and the water and the...
Well, I would have an explosion launch the character over the edge of a waterfall. Boom, boom. And then they'd be wearing a cloth cloak and there'd be flags that they'd be running by.
Alright, let's see then. So let me deliver to you guys the next Animorning challenge, and then we'll continue giving the critiques on these tomorrow. So this Animorning challenge is courtesy of Doig.
Hi!
He came up with the idea. Do you want to give it since it's your idea?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll all like this one, I think. Or if you're like me, then you'll like it. So Doig's idea for the Animorning challenge is we want you guys to animate 2 characters interacting. But specifically, we want you to animate 2 characters giving each other a hug. And however you choose to animate the hug is up to you. If you want it to be like a lover's hug or a familial hug, or a hug of people who've just made up after an argument, a glomp hug, a tentative shy hug.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you. Just be fun. It'll just be a nice, wholesome, fun thing to animate.
This is bear hug challenge, as Cornelius just said, like bear hug. Yeah.
Remember your grids.
Get them hugging on a grid.
Remember your
yo.
grids. Oh, you know that'll be my piece of feedback when I get to you. You don't want to waste your time listening to me talk about grids for another 5 minutes.
The character should be wearing grid suits, fully articulated cross contours.
Prove it and do one too. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. The world needs more hugs. Agreed. Motion capture suits. Man, if you want to use motion capture suits, I'm not going to stop you. Become the grid.
Best hug becomes an alert on the stream.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. We're not using other people's work for our alerts.
Best hug that wants to be used as an alert on our stream gets used.
No.
Okay.
Stop taking people's work just because they're participating in the challenge. He's looking all sad now. I'll have to give him a hug after the stream. An animated hug. I just had to make the best one so mine can be the alert. No, he's just tricking me into doing work for him.
The Leo long game.
The Leo long game.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're being lair gamed.
Bert MP's like, did you make the Shut Up Sonic animation?
Yes.
No.
No, but I also didn't ask the animator to make it for me for free for a challenge.
That's true. Fine.
But yeah, it's hug time, guys. Let's all give our characters hugs.
I want to see multiple OCs from different universes hugging one another. Collaborate with one another.
Aw. Oh, thank you for the hug tip. Many of your characters need hugs. You're gonna have to choose some. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you from doing more than 2 characters if you want to do a massive group hug. Not gonna stop you, but it would be more work. And as usual, we recommend that you try and complete the challenge within 3 hours. Even if that means that you just end up with keyframes, that's okay. We basically just want to keep it manageable for you guys.
Habo, if you're still there, I'm looking at you. I want good hugs.
Well, that's the stream, guys.
That's a stream.
That's a stream.
That is a stream.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out and chatting and being here. We're sorry that we started a bit late. It was my job. My job? It was my bad. It was also my job, but I didn't do it well enough, so that was my bad. I slept in an extra hour by accident, so I'm sorry. We'll try to be on time tomorrow. And yeah, let's raid somebody.
Okay, I was thinking maybe we would raid Gelatin Guy. Since they're animating. And we were animating talking about animating.
We're animating tootin'.
So, yeah. Gelatin Guy. Let's do it.
Do it.
Raid channel.
Start early tomorrow to wake up for it. Tomorrow's stream will be at 6:30 AM.
I thought you just looked at me as if to say you want to do that, but I guess you were just looking at hair on your desk.
I was. There's some hair on my desk and I don't want it on my desk. Get away.
Okay, starting up this raid. We did it. We're powerful raiders. Go tell Gelatin Guy to have a good venture.
Yeah. Adventure.
Adventure.
And may the rest of your day.
That's the wrong one. There we go. There we go. I clicked the wrong one. That's fine now. May the rest of your day be filled
With
adventure. I
adventure.
panicked, okay? I clicked like dual stream wide and I was like, I don't know what's gonna come up on my screen. It's alright, it's fine. It's good.
Alright.
Take care, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with more Animorning challenge fun and animation stuff. Bye!
Bye.